Welcome back to DPT 100, and we are moving forward with this mesh. So far, everything you've done has been just solid modeling. Now we're starting to get into making sculpting, making meshes, and then converting that into a solid body. And we did that last time, and we used the mesh and we used the cylinder tool and some of those tools that are in there. But it might come to a point that you have to manually draw something and then turn it. Maybe there's not a cylinder or a box. And if you go over here and click on it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Your box, your plane, your cylinder, your quad ball or face. Maybe there's nothing in there that you're really looking for. Maybe you have to draw it in manually and convert it into what you want. And if you drop down here, you'll see you have extrude, revolve, sweep, loft, everything that you've used already in solid modeling that you can access. So let's show you a little bit about this, and I'm going to delete this off right there. There we go. Now, let's get into this. So first, I want to draw just the normal way of drawing a sketch and extruding it. And this is what you're going to do for this lesson as well. So I've got some existing work that I'm working on. I've got a linkage between two pieces that's pinned together, and in the center, the actual spline that's holding those 2 points, I want to make it in an organic shape. You know, we're going to take and sculpt it just like additive manufacturing does. It takes these shapes that are more natural looking, more curves in it and things of that sort, as opposed to kind of the way manufacturing is now, straight lined and everything of that sort. So let's say, for instance, I want to put this on here, and I want you guys to do the same thing. I want to make a 50 diameter here. I'll make another, let's see, 60 diameter there. Let's go a little bit larger. Let's go 70. And I want this same thing over on this side, okay? And we'll do it, let's say 200 millimeters, okay? So again, this one would be 70, and we'll do this another one. That's 50. Now, dimension them out. I want these both to be about 200 millimeters away. And as far as the vertical on them, we'll do that too. I'd rather them to be, click on this and click on that. And so undoubtedly they are perfectly aligned. Yep, because they won't let me do a vertical on it. So they should be straight on that line. And go ahead and extrude it just like you normally do. Make a solid out of it. I always like to turn it when I make a solid. So extrude, catch that point and catch that. Extrude it up about 30 millimeter. Now right in the center of this thing, I want to put a linkage between these, okay? And to do so, I want to go up here and set myself a work plane right in the middle. So go to Construct, come down to Midplane, catch the top of that. Rotate it over and do that. See how it puts that in there, hit OK on that, and you're good to go. Now what I want to do is take and make me a sketch on the face of this. I want to go ahead and, like I said, these are solid, and I want to go right in between these and make some type of weird organic shape, you know, something different than just a straight line, okay, that connects the two. So to do that, there's something I need to do. Now, I can go right here to Create Sketch, and I could put that in there, okay? So I click right on that new plane that I made, and I'm just going to make, you know, and I'm going to just start in here inside of this. Or actually, before I start that, I want to go here to Create, because you see, notice how it's not picking up on the tangents or anything. If I go to Create and come down here to Project, it projects the geometry for me, okay? And now when I come in here, see how it catches that? That's really nice. And I'll just bring this one over in there, maybe at a little bit of an angle. Actually, I want to come down like this. Like that. And I'll bring this line to about right there. Or actually, I should have brought it all the way to the edge. I'm going to bring it all the way to the edge. And line, I lost my line, so I have to hit line again. I'm bringing this one in, and I want to bring it in and touch it about right there. And then just make sure that you connect all of these together, just like that, okay? And then finish your sketch out. So I've got this shape, and basically, you know, if you're working for a company and they say, I have to have these located, these cylinders located, so there'll be some pins to be able to link something together. But the shape, I want it organic shaped, you know. And of course, you know, structural analysis would have to come into play. But let's go in here and I'll show you how to turn this now into a sculpt, into a actual form that you can sculpt. And to do that, all you have to do is hit form, create form, and see how it brings that form up. And now when you get in here, you're in the form, you have box, you got all those things we seen earlier. We did the cylinder last time. But come down here into create and you've got an extrude. Do y'all see that? And I want to catch all of this, just like that. You see that? I made sure everything came up. And I want to make this, let's take a look. I'll kind of turn it around here. Well, it's going to do 8 faces when it splits it. And I can do more than that. I'll do 12. So when it splits, it'll be split in 12. Each section here will be 12. Now it's got 15. I like the 15, but it's a little too much. I want to do 7.5. And what it is, it's doing double because I've got it on symmetrical. Last thing I did must have been symmetrical. So I want it symmetrical on both sides. So 7.5, 7.5 makes 15. So hit OK on that. And then finish my form. So now, when you're looking at it, you're like, okay, well, that don't look very natural to me. Okay, well, it's not yet. We're going to make it that way. If you come over here, and I want to start sculpting this, and you're like, well, where's all the boxes? You told it 12 for each, for each face. Where are they at? If you come down here and right-click and go Edit. Now when you come over here, you notice what I'm saying? How this thing should be divided up. There you go. So let's get in here and let's make some stuff happen here. So I click both of those, right click, edit form. I'll grab that. I'm trying to think of what I want to do here. Okay, I'll pull that in just a little bit because I want to have a little organic, like a little shape like that. I like that. Let's do the same thing over here, just a little bit, not much. You know, this is going to be your design. Kind of pull that down into it a little bit. And you got shading going on right now with the, I'll pull that down in there just a fuzz. All right. Rotate it around. Oop, that one went downhill. I didn't want that to happen. So always undo and then grab that and I can turn. That's why I always say if you keep rotating, you kind of see if there's any mistakes that is occurring. Okay, this is the old, this is the new. So it's all looking good. Now I can go in there and click on maybe the top of it and kind of roll that in just a little bit. Come over here and grab that one and roll it in just a fuzz. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Getting that organic shape. The bottom of it now, what do I want to do with it? I'll grab that and that and that. I want to pull it just a fuzz in. I'll grab this one here too. that, that. Pull it in just a fuzz. And we're starting to see some pretty wild shapes here. So I finished that. I'll take a look at it. Wow, that's pretty neat. Okay, so after I kind of get something that I want, remember how we did it last time? I want to put a cover on the top of these are solid, but this is not. Let's turn it into a solid. So first thing I want to do, if you guys remember, is in surface up here, I want to do a patch. So put a patch on the top, rotate it over, and put a patch on the bottom, just to finish that up. So all that is done. So I've got my patches on there. Everything's looking pretty good. Now, we've got to turn that into a solid, okay? It's not a solid, even though it's covered up and patched, right? So this is what you do next. Of course, you all remember to stitch, but these things are in the way. All you got to do is come over here, and you can hide those bodies, but it's hiding that as well. But I can also come down here. Let's see if I can get my bodies there. There you go, I can turn those bodies off just where I've got this, okay? And it's not a solid yet. Not a solid yet, but it's going to be when I hit stitch and I grab everything. Make sure you grab everything on this, and okay. Now that is a solid piece because it's stitched. And then to bring those others back, those two pieces, we just click on the little eyeball here. It puts it back on there. This is a solid part. Well, almost. They're separated. Well, to get those to come together, it's really simple. You want to take and go to Solid, and there is a tool here that's called Combine. Click on Combine, grab that, and grab that, and OK. Now, this should be a solid piece for you. So I want to take right now, and I want to do a snipping tool. I need to save that one from last time. So I hit New. Come in here and grab that. File, Save As. And I want to put this somewhere where I can find it, just like you guys do. Be organized again. And I'm going to make me a new folder. This is week 8. Week 8. And this is going to be project 8A. And this is combining solid model with sculpting mesh, and save. All right, we've got that done. Now I want to come in here and I want to turn this to an STL, 3D print, STL. All that's good. You click on the whole. Oh, you see how it clicked? And do you see all the triangulation? This is a solid piece. Do you all see that? So what you want to do is I want you to take a picture of this, just like that. File, New. And I want to catch all of this. Project 8A. Combining, and I just click on this one. And then I'm just going to change the end of it as STL triangulation. Close enough. So you got that part, and now when we save this, we're going to go in, and you guys are going to, of course, you're going to get the G code on it for me. All right. So we pulled up Cura. This is the last part that we did. File new project. Clear the build plate. And do it for the artillery sidewinder and come back in here and let's grab that one that we just did. That's why it's good to be organized so you know exactly where it's at. Project at week 8. Lay that in there, and that's a pretty good size part there. So it all fits in there good. It looks good. I don't have to do any movements on it. So on this one, we're going to take and we're going to do 0.16 on the profiles. And we're going to do an infill of about 20% is good on that one. Make sure that we do a support and adhesion, customize, and I want to do a gyroid on this one for the infill pattern. And then I want to do a slice, and let's take a look at it. $14 hours and 36 minutes. Let's do a preview and see what this thing looks like. This is what it's going to look like. You can see the support under there. And I want you guys to take and right there. Oh yeah, that looks good. I want y'all to take a shot of it right there. Okay. So do a snipping tool there. And save that for me. And this would be the G code image. Okay, save. And then, of course, you want to save your G code. And that will go on your turn-in assignment this week as well. 8A, and this one would be, I was going to put linkage. It looks like a linkage, so I know what it is and save. Okay? So that's what I want you guys to do for me on this specific task. And we got one more thing this week that we're going to do. But if you have any questions, you need to let me know.